Being a member of a sports team can allow you to make both the best and worst memories of your life. Cheerleading from the ages of 5 to 17 allowed me to do both of these things. Many hours of conditioning, going over dances, and stunting always paid off on game day, but the work it took to get there was sometimes tough. More than the sport of cheerleading itself, the people you share the memories with are so much more. Many people that I began with in kindergarten are the same ones I cheered my very last game with. One specific person that I met during my cheerleading years is someone who does and always will mean so much to me. During my 5th grade year of Little League cheerleading, we got 2 completely new coaches that no one had ever heard of. We were all excited for someone new, but we were also nervous because we didn't know what they would be like. One of these coaches was Devin. She became my coach during this year and coached me until I aged out of Little League in 8th grade. I was very sad to be moving on to high school because I knew that Devin would no longer be my coach. Devin knew that we had a competition that we were competing for at the end of the season, and she worked very hard to get us to be the best we could be. But personally, she pushed me in more ways than just my cheerleading abilities. I was and always have been very shy. As you can imagine, cheerleading is not exactly easy to do as a shy person. The main part of cheerleading is to stand in front of an audience and dance and cheer. So this was something I had always struggled with, the performing part. When Devin came, she worked hard with me to get me out of my comfort zone and not worry what everyone else was thinking, which is a big issue I was having. She pushed me very hard to just be myself and show everyone what I was capable of doing. My freshman and sophomore year of high school, I had a different cheerleading coach who was great, but just wasn't Devin. Then came my junior year of high school. I was already nervous because I would be on varsity instead of JV, and that was a much bigger deal. I was already nervous because I didn't know the people. At our tryouts, we were told we were getting another coach. This new coach just happened to be Devin. The excitement that I felt was absolutely huge. To think of how much she had changed me during my middle school days was exciting, but to think about how much better I could become in the next 2 years having her as my coach was even better. This photo was taken in October of 2018 during my high school senior night. Devin is in the middle, and the other girl is the teammate that I cheered with from the beginning. This is one of the last games that I ever cheered for. Devin was by far the hardest coach that I ever had. Anytime she said one last time, we all knew it meant 5 more. Each practice she went over 30 minutes. We got so angry and said we were going to quit, yet we never did. Every night we spent only running laps and doing push-ups just so that we were capable of running the flags on Fridays. All were practices that I will never forget. But we also had plenty of nights we stayed late after practice, talking to Devin about our problems. For many of us, Devin was like a big sister we never had. We had many team sleepovers at her house just because we wanted to. And we had many practices where we got absolutely nothing accomplished because we laughed the entire time. There are also some memories that I will never forget. Kate Kavinci once said, "It's amazing how far you're willing to go when someone believes in you." And I couldn't think of anything better to describe my coach. The life lessons that Devin taught me were much greater than any cheerleading skill I ever learned. She taught me just to be myself, to never give up on anything because I am capable of doing everything I work hard at, and that she will always have my back no matter what. To describe her as a leading light in my life would be an understatement. I am the person that I am today because of Devin.